Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Hasbanallahu wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yet though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. It's Tuesday. It's time for the biggest event on your sports calendar. We call it Tour du Ghana. And it happens here on 3FM 92.7 year on year. This year, the riders will move from the SCC around the West Hills Mall all the way to Takrady Mall and back to Cape Coast Chapel Square. And we're doing this on the 20th and 21st of May 2023. If you're a single rider, you get to pay 200 cedis to participate. If you're passionate and you're a group of more than 10, you can actually pay 1,000 Ghana cedis and you're part of this deal. What this includes when you pay the 200 or 1,000 Ghana cedis is that you get registration, you'll get personal accident cover, accommodation, feeding, and transportation. So please, if you're a rider, please call these numbers 0244 893 758. That's 0244 893 758 or 054 60 63 747. 054 60 63 747. Tour du Ghana, please confirm your participation today. This morning, I've come to remind us of something, because yesterday I saw something strange on a state institution's Facebook page. I thought it was strange. Play me Mr. Kenoforiata's video reminding us of how in 2023 there will be a job freeze because of where we find ourselves and where we are going to IMF. Play that video for me.
A review of tax exemptions for free zone mining, oil and gas companies. A hiring freeze for civil and public servants. No new government agency shall be established in 2023. There shall be no hampers for 2022. There shall be no printing of diaries, notepads, calendars, and other promotional merchandise by MDAs, MFDAs, and SOEs for 2024. All non-critical projects must be suspended for 2023 financial year.
That was Mr. Kenoforiata, a.k.a. we will not go to the IMF, a.k.a. forget the naysayers, a.k.a. Oga White, a.k.a. Bible quoting finance minister, a.k.a. Oga Soft Talk, a.k.a. Joshua and Caleb and Nehemiah and all of those people. The finance minister assured us that we will not go to the IMF. As part of that, he said we were going to cut and freeze jobs. He said that. He even mentioned that, all the big men were going to have their fuel allocations reduced by some 50%, and that they were going to use saloon cars instead of cross-country vehicles. Well, check the ministers, check them. They still use their V8s. They still leave them on when they go for interviews. They still leave the engine on for the AC to cool while they're getting ready. They don't live here with us in Ghana. Constantly, they live in Europe. Now, when I saw this, the office of the head of civil service yesterday, and they had actually put a website where you could download the guidelines for a certain examination. Pull it up so we can read what's there. Pull it up. I want to read it. It's our office of the head of civil service. Let's show that quickly. Now, this is what they have, like the website and everything else. They say there is a 2023 Civil Service Online Graduate Entrance Examination Guidelines. 2023 Civil Service Online Graduate Entrance Examination Guidelines. Right? And it says use the link above to be able to assess this. I was thinking, so the civil service, what the finance minister said, is it the finance minister that didn't know what he was talking about, or is the civil service that doesn't know what they're talking about? Because the finance minister said in 2023, there will be a job freeze. Now, it will interest you to know that to be able to take this exam, you have to pay 100 Ghana cedis non-refundable amount. You want to serve your country, but you first have to pay gate fee. And that's what we've been doing for the security service and all of that. You want to serve your country, you are a graduate, you are qualified, you say you want to help your country, Okay, so they can in turn help you. But you have to first pay gate fee of 100 Ghana cedis, non-refundable. And the people yesterday under the post were talking about 2019, 2020, where they had written the exams, they had passed, they had written aptitude tests, they had gone for interviews, they had passed. They had seen the results, because for this exam, once you write it and they even tell you what softwares to use, Google, Chrome, blah, 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 all of that, you cannot use back and cancel. You just have to use next or previous, all of that. I read through the whole guidelines yesterday. Now, they tell you that as soon as you finish the aptitude test, the multiple choice questions, you get your results there. It's there. It's there. The whole thing is there. The exam is scheduled for Friday, 19th May, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It will be in batches and all of that. All the things there. I'm going to go to the very last page. You see where the money part is. I want to show it. So now I'm asking, these 100 cities. Imagine if we had 10,000 people applying for these jobs, and they are paying a non-refundable amount of 100 Ghana cedis each. In a year when we said there's going to be job freeze, what happens to that money? Go up. I want to see the next document, please. What happens to that money? 100 Ghana cedis. And you see, we live in a country where people are cash-strapped. The government agrees that we're not in normal times. And this is a fine opportunity for the head of civil service to come and tell us whether or not what the end result of this will be. Go up. There's the mobile money, portion there, 4.0 or so. Payment. There's a payment bit. The local government service needs to come and tell us, and tell the young people of this country whether or not what the bigger picture is when we finish writing the exam, whether they will have jobs, because the finance minister was very emphatic on behalf of cabinet when he presented the budget for 2023. He said there will be a job freeze. Job freeze. Now look, payment procedure. Payments are to be made through mobile money on the OHCS examination portal by following the procedures below. Now you pay e-levy. In addition to this one, you pay e-levy because that 100 cedis threshold has been taken off. So you pay. Pay through Ghana.gov. Input mobile money. You click submit. All of that. So they are paying money, 100 Ghana cedis. And this morning, the question I'm asking the office of the head of civil service is that the finance minister said there will be job freeze in 2023. Here we are organizing exams for people for graduate employment in 2023 at a cost of 100 cedis per individual. They are going to provide their own internet, by the way. And they have been asked not to even use their phones. They have been asked to use a laptop or a desktop. So I'm asking, is it the finance minister who didn't know what he was talking about when he said there will be a job freeze? Or is it the office of the local government who is just trying to pull a fast one on the citizens of this country? That's the question I'm asking. And you see, I'm asking this question because you get old men and old women come to you all the time and ask you to go and, find ways and means to help their children who have now become, if you will, a burden on them at home. Because they have gone to school, they have done a diploma, they have done the HND, they have done a degree, they have done a master's degree, and they are still with their old women and old men at home, feeding off their pension. So when they see opportunities like this, pull up the Facebook post again for me. When they see like this on the page of the office of the local government and civil service, and they tell them that is a 2023 civil service online graduate examination guidelines, they will tell them that go and apply. Pay the 100 cedis, pay the e-levy, buy internet and apply. Then when they finish applying, the jobs do not come because in 2023, there's a job freeze. So there's a fundamental question that the civil service must answer and the finance ministry must answer, because once they are done with the exam, it will now come to the point of the politics of financial clearance. You have passed the exam. You have been shortlisted. Now, they say finance ministry will have to give financial clearance. Same thing that is happening to the physician assistants. They say, oh, wait for financial clearance. You can wait for it for 10 years in this country. Financial clearance. Financial clearance. Now, the old women will always ask questions. And the questions they will ask you is for you to support their children to get these things. Now, It means that they are taking care of their children. And in taking care of the children are feeding on their pensions. And these pensions have been invested into bonds. And for 77 days, Mr. Kenoforiata, Bible-believing Kenoforiata, all-white-wearing Kenoforiata, we will not go to the IMF Kenoforiata. I will restore the economy back to after he puts that in the ditch. He is suggesting to us that for 77 days, listen to the leader of the pensioners bondholder. Listen to him. Listen to him.
Pay that, I think government should have come out and say, look, can I roll over this principal for a short period? Then investors will get interest on the rollover. But to keep people's money for 77 days without interest, at this current, you keep people's money for 77 days without interest. If you can't even pay that, I think government should have come out and say, look, can I roll over this principal for a short period? Then investors will get interest on the rollover. But to keep people's money for 77 days without interest, at this current inflationary situation that we are in, you can't keep investors' money like that. Look, investors must be respected.
You see, it is obvious that the government doesn't respect us. They don't respect the young. They don't respect the old. And I've always said it, that it is only President Akufo-Addo who has been able to disappoint the past, which is our pensioners, the present, which is the young people who have been told that there will be job freeze, but we are collecting money from them to write exams, and the future, which are the basic school children who cannot be fed in school because school feeding caterers are on strike. The president has disappointed the past, the present, and his future. His age mates, he's collecting, keeping their money. And these are the monies, as I've explained to you, that they use for their dialysis, that they use for their, BP, that they use for their, diabetes, all those things. That they use to even take care of the very people who have gone to school, who cannot find jobs, who are being swindled left, right, center, and in all manner of ways. Because once they hear of job opportunities, they rush for it because they don't want to do Sakawa and 419 Galamsey, which has become very lucrative for even government officials, according to Professor Frimpong Boateng, who says he stands by what he says and you can go to court. So now we have gotten to the point where the pensioners, and it is so embarrassing and so disrespectful and so disheartening and so preposterous that for the third time running, old people who have served their country diligently, who have decided that they want to invest their monies because they don't want to be reckless, and some of them want to live a very comfortable life in their pension and take care of their children, their grandchildren. When they are hardly hit, they want to have their sinking fund and all of that. We are deciding as a country, because of our reckless borrowing, our reckless mismanagement of the economy, because we have run to IMF, we want to keep the monies in their account so that the books look good in the eyes of the IMF, while the old people continue to suffer, and some may even die as a result. How wicked can we be? And I say these things because the people who are making these policies, when it comes to treating them abroad, flying them abroad, we, the taxpayers, take care of it largely. We take care of it. They don't buy fuel. They don't pay for security. They don't buy food. They don't buy clothes. They don't buy their own vehicles. They have bodyguards. They have everything at their beck and call. So when you complain about manyakomis being 5 cedis per ball, they don't see what you're talking about, because the kenke is sliced and served on a plate to them without the husk. They don't know what you're talking about. They don't feel it. But make election come. They go come into every single corner and eat banku with you, and actually even come and prepare the banku with you, eat with your children. That's how we are in this country. So this morning, this is to the finance ministry. If you don't respect us, the young people, and you don't respect us, the younger people, please, at least your age mates and those who are older than you, respect them. Question number 2, Office of Civil Service. Is it that the finance minister did not get it right in the budget, and that you are getting it right with this entrance exam that will cost 100 cedis per candidate? Is it true? And at the end of the exam, what will be the end game? Let it not be said that this is another avenue for job for the boys. that you are creating this just to create a certain facade and charade so that job for the boys can happen. Eyes are watching. Good morning.
You, Papa. You know Papa?
That's a great